I am so glad that I did that video on Friday and I posted it on Friday because it did really give me a chance to learn something. I learned from one of my subscribers, my day one subscriber, Malebs. I learned from her that, hey, I'm on your description of mistress, a girl, Axiona, Axio. Now, uh, if you had watched that video, I have narrated how when we were at primary school, there was a time when this teacher, whom we liked referring to as mistress, she felt like she was like here with it. I think she made us check the description of a mistress in the dictionary. Those paper dictionary, you remember those paper dictionaries? Phela it was long before these, ne? And then when we got a description in there, from then onwards we stood away from that description because we had a picture that actually is not a good word to use. From then onwards we never used that. Or I discovered that for the very first time in my life, I discovered that actually the noun mistress has got three meanings, not even two, three meanings. The first one is a woman in a position of authority or control. You can actually use it in a sentence like saying she is always mistress of the situation, meaning like this person is always in control of the situation. Or it can also mean a lady teacher and says maybe English teacher, geography teacher, a history teacher, math teacher. You can actually use it that way. Or and then the most notorious meaning, which is a woman which is the other woman other than wife, other than the wife, or having a sexual relationship with a married man. So I think that is the reason why many teachers throughout the years did not like the word, because of the third meaning that I just mentioned. Okay, fine. So you do know that there was war between Owamie and the Lulu Menziwa. I prefer calling people by their names. So Lulu Menziwa is one of the sexy teachers, nice body, small waist, whatever. Now it has been several times that Owamie had done videos on her and it was granted. I feel like she did not just make the videos for no reason. There was a reason why she did those videos at the time. There was something on the news about her, and whenever she spoke about Lulu Menziwa, it was because she was trending for whatever reason there was at the time. But the only difference I think would be that Owamie has pointed out the things that she did not like about her, like her English, that's number one, her behavior as well. She would mention that. She's not the only one that mentioned her behavior. Everybody has complained, even the parents. I believe I read somewhere where the parents did say they were not happy with her behavior, and so on and so on. Now, I think what makes her come for Owamie in particular among all the other bloggers and everybody is that Owamie is doing also a commentary. Owamie is not just a blogger. Her channel is not just gossip, it's gossip and commentary about that gossip. So because she gives comments of how she feels about her, I think that is the one thing that makes her feel like she has to retaliate against Owamie. And one other thing that may have ticked her the wrong way among all the other bloggers is that Actually, Owamie is calling her domkop, which is actually not a good word to use for someone. You can't call someone a domkop. Like, actually, it's another way, it's another derogative way of making another person feel down. And actually it's similar to saying somebody is stupid. It's rude. It's, man, I'm lacking the words that I can use to say. It's undermining, it's demeaning, it's wrong on all levels to be referring to other people as dumb cops, even if they may seem like they are not as intelligent as you'd like them to be. But to declare them stupid or to declare them dumb cops is actually not a good thing. So I think that has contributed in Lulu retaliating. Ugel has retaliated. She has retaliated and promised Owamie to beat her up. And here's the problem. She is a teacher. Owamie is not. She is, as a teacher, she is answering to Department of Education. Owamie is answering to YouTube. And YouTube has got a certain words that they are canceling people out for them, or they would even put your video down because of those words. Owamie is clever not to use those words that she knows when she put them there, they're gonna put her video down for them or not even monetize her video. So she is also clever with her selection of words that she's using there. She's using the words that YouTube doesn't know that they are actually offensive. And then Lulu Menziwa is a teacher. As a teacher, she's answering not just to the Department of Education but to SACE as well. And she seems to be forgetting that she's answering to SACE. She is a member of a professional body. My two colleagues are at it, guys. And it was laughable yesterday that they were promising each other. They were promising each other. And I guess I hope which colleague. Yo, the one that belongs to the most adorable profession, most respected profession. I promise her the one on YouTube. The one on YouTube was like, I promise her Mangtuba. Me. And she was like, hey, wena. As long as you got to rented love, it's about Casper as long as you feel like rented love, and then we sign hore. No matter what happens, no one goes to jail. Hare girl. Bua fela re kopana kae. Send the location. Now, it was laughable. Owamie did mention that she was joking. On the other hand, my respectable colleague did not mention that she was kidding. She was joking. Actually, she has taken this very, very seriously, the way Kibodinga thing, according to my observation. Now, because I really do think if you have worked very hard for your qualification, you can just gamble with it the way she does. I'm saying she is gambling with her qualification because, man, she is flip-flopping a lot for a teacher. First of all, you cannot on a public platform promise another adult that you're gonna beat them up. Whether it's a child, whether it's anybody else, you cannot promise as a teacher someone that you'll beat them up. That on its own, Jay, is so wrong on so many levels. They've done it before, because I also suspect that for her to have moved from one school to the school that she is now, it is because of that sexy picture that naked sexy picture that she posted, because believe me, as a teacher, that picture was so inappropriate. It was very, very inappropriate. As much as I'm fighting for women's rights, children's rights, and everybody's rights, I still believe it's not an honorable thing for a teacher to strip naked and take pictures and then post them on a public platform. It goes against the code of ethics of teachers. And I suspect that maybe the parents there at that school had said, please get rid of this person or whatever. Maybe they opened a case against her. And I do know that the Department of Education loves removing teachers who have done something from one school to another. It's how they try not to cancel people, I think. The Department of Education is not afraid to take a principal that has been sexually violating teachers and learners from this school to another school, or from here to the district. You see, you complaining about Lulu this much, she may end up working for the Department of Education at their offices, getting a promotion instead. It is highly likely. So, and then she goes to that school, she makes another live talking about how they carry lunch boxes, how they have scaftins, how they bring on cooked food from home to school to the staff room, how the staff room is not a place to eat. And so, like, girl, how can you? It's fine, it is her choice. If she chooses to drink just water and lemon, that is her choice. But to say it like it's a healthy lifestyle of living on a public platform and ridiculing people that have a different choice, who are her colleagues, like that on its own is problematic as well. Those teachers at that school, they have a leg to stand on if they really do want to pursue a case against her as well. To say, no, the person that you have brought here now is going to make us feel uncomfortable. Whenever she gets into the staff room when we are eating, we're not going to feel comfortable. She's taking their rights away from them. Because how do you eat again next to a person that you know for sure? They have told the whole country, not even the whole country, the whole world, whoever wants to watch that, they can go back and watch it. Sorry for that. Now, I'm saying, how do they feel comfortable eating next to her next time? After realizing that she has told the whole world their eating patterns and how they eat and what they eat and how it smells like when they warm their food in the staff room. Actually, even though we were not there, she has given us a clear picture of what is happening in that staff room. She has violated their rights. She has violated their space, because we could actually, she painted a picture of what is happening in that staff room, and in a bad way, Nocha. And then she goes on, she body shames Owamie. She says Owamie is ugly. A whole teacher body shaming someone on a public platform to say they are ugly. It doesn't stop there. She promises her she'll beat her up, she'll do what? That is cyberbullying. So she cyberbullies, she body shames, she even talks about Mkabaga Owamie. That is body shaming. Does this woman know that she's playing on fire? Does she know that what she is doing, she is violating so many of other people's rights? Does she even understand the code of ethics that she has signed up for? As a member of South African Council of Educators, she has signed up and pledged to uphold the flag of education everywhere she is, and to hold the profession very high wherever you are. And then she goes on a social platform. She body shames, she cyberbully, and then she also violates the privacy of other educators and tells us what they are eating and giving us a picture of what is going on in the staff room, sharing their, I mean, like, how can she do this? And I feel like she is 30 years old. She's not a child. She knows what she's doing, or at least she should be knowing what she is doing, but clearly she doesn't. And to me, that screams a very low emotional intelligence and a low intelligence on its own. She is colored. That child is highly likely to fit in within a few months and be speaking both those languages fluently. To switch from Xhosa to even the colored language like flawlessly and effortlessly like that. So as adults, unfortunately, there are adults that learn languages like seamlessly, but there are mostly so who struggle even after reading lots and lots of books. I'm a reader, but believe me, I can write English, but don't ask me to speak English. Whenever I speak English, yeah, it has always been. And I really do think after my stroke, I had the same problem as well. My problem got even worse, because there is a few conditions that are adding towards conditions or disorders. Yes, let me call them conditions that are adding towards having problems when coming to speaking languages. It's got the lowest IQ and the lowest EQ, the way I see things. Even the way she would just undress and be naked and take pictures and then put them on the social media, like, that is wrong on its own. And I used to speak on her behalf to say no, she has a right of wearing whatever she wants, because there have been people that were complaining about her choice of dress, and I would say no, it's her choice of dress, and I still maintain she can wear whatever she wants to wear to school, to wherever she wants to. But the other things that she is going, I shame no. She is she's putting the profession into disrepute. And then coming to English, English shame, and I think I am biased on the English thing because I'm also part of the English gang. Owamie, I really do appreciate what you are doing with speaking up. And then I just remembered another clip when she says how just because I'm speaking for the new generation, get wrong. No, it is actually good that you spoke up about that, even though I feel like maybe I am biased because here I'm directly affected as well. And as a teacher that has taught for 27 years, I still don't master English till today. English is still a big problem for me even today, and there are several things that are leading to that. one could be that we started learning English on our own when we were adults. When we got to tertiary, that's when we started learning English. Our teachers were teaching us much more vernacular than English. Even the English teacher, I remember that when I was still at school, there was one English teacher that did not want to speak any Sesotho with us, and we used to not like him because now he's the only one that's different. He's the only one that was only now when I'm adult I see that, oh, this guy was trying to instill the English in us, and it did not serve him well because now he became the black sheep of the school because he was trying to do that, whereas everybody was accommodating us. We could speak Sesotho with all the other educators except for him. Only now I see you. Okay, shame, you were trying to build us and the others were actually breaking us. And the same is still happening even now. The same is truly happening even now in so many schools. When you go there, you find all the teachers teaching their children in vernacular. They are teaching the children in African languages. Even that English, they are teaching the children in African languages. And that is breaking us as a society. Because now this means when you get to varsity, that's when now you start learning proper English, because we are even expected to write proper English now. And for many of us, we are not even teaching English. We are not qualified to teach English because that English was not even good. We did not pass it good. And then we qualified to teach other subjects. We learned, we passed at tertiary, come back to schools that are still speaking African languages. It is still difficult now to be the only one. We want to belong, to be the only one that is speaking English in an environment where everybody else is speaking African languages. Even the other colleagues are speaking African languages with the children when they teach the children. So I think that is contributing a lot into a society that has got teachers that do not speak English fluently like myself. Learning a language in your adulthood is a new language. Learning a new language or just learning any language in your adulthood will never be the same as learning the same language when you are a child. An adult must work harder than a child to master a new language because the brain protects the authority of its native language. Most practical teachers of English first language feel that when learners fall back on their mother tongue to help create the second language system, that is a necessity, not a mistake. And this is called fluency disorder. Interruptions in the flow of a person's speech, such as an uncommon rate, rhythm, or repetition of sounds, syllables, words, or phrases. So you find that you struggle with fluency. Now that one is called fluency disorder. The words can just get stuck somewhere instead of them coming. You know what you want to see, but it's not coming. It's not giving at all. And then there is also another condition which is called apraxia. With apraxia, if you have it, your tongue and lips are not able to move in the correct way to produce sounds. In extreme cases, apraxia can render someone unable to speak at all. Apraxia also involves saying made-up words. Instead of saying chicken, you find yourself saying kitchen or any other words like that. You do know those people that would make up their own sounds, own words instead of saying the correct words. It's because of such disorders. These are just few of the disorders that are causing people to be finding difficulty when coming to learning the new language. It's not an excuse. It's the difficulties and the complexities of learning new languages, particularly when you're an adult. If you did not get to learn it when you were a child. But let me know, I am one of those that struggle with speech a lot. I've always been like that, particularly in terms of English. But then I realized that after I was touched by the stroke in 2016, the condition just got worse. Even in my African language, if I have to make speech and talk, I struggle, shame. So it's a problem. It's like that. There are a few conditions then that lead to people not speaking English fluently, and I would like to believe and speak on behalf of other teachers that I know for sure that they are affected by this, because we are many Swaningi. And if we were to all be removed just because of our English, maybe yes, it is true that the Department of Education can arrange classes that are ongoing to help us with the English so that we can speak English fluently. Because guys, it is true. But yeah, we're making efforts. Even after the efforts that we're making, we are still struggling after that. I am one of those that are struggling, and maybe Owamie on our behalf as teachers he can speak with Enjimuseha for us to create classes that are ongoing where we can at least learn. But I really do think that there are a lot of teachers, young teachers, that are speaking English fluently, better. That will take over from us. But there will still be those teachers that are struggling to speak English like me, because they come from the schools in the townships now, where the teachers are still teaching them in vernacular. They teach maths in vernacular. They teach geography in vernacular. They teach all the other subjects in vernacular. And then even the English teacher is teaching the English in vernacular. Guys, Asia, when Owamie says it, you feel how bad it is. And there is a huge difference between teaching learners in vernacular and code switching. Code switching does not necessarily mean a person has to teach a child in their whole native language. Code switching means there and there where the children are not understanding, then you can help them, and scaffold them from the level of understanding where they are to the desired level by scaffolding in terms of what we call code switching. But yay, I know we are abusing the code switching. We are no longer code switching. We are actually teaching the learners in vernacular. But then let's also remember that English is not necessarily the reflection of somebody's intelligence. But yes, it would be nice to speak much more fluent English. But remember this, guys, there are so many white people that are not speaking English, and we don't make a big deal out of it. There are teachers. I've worked at former Model C schools, 2 former Model C schools myself. I can tell you, there are Indian teachers that are not speaking fluent English. There are white teachers that are not speaking fluent English. The Afrikaner teachers that are not speaking English. Whenever they're supposed to say she is. They are not afraid to say she or is. The man is, the man, the people is, the what is. In Afrikaans, everything is. There is no plural. The mense is, the water is, the what is. In English, there is no is. There is a difference between singular and plural. And bona, I've seen so many white teachers battling, and bona, they were battling to speak English. So I do know that we are not the only ones that are struggling to speak English, and that yes, we are willing to learn, and we are learning, and we are getting better at it every day. And I realize that sometimes when you speak English on a regular basis, it does help, because my direct example that I can make is that I come from the Val in Gauteng, and then I came here in Messina. I'm forced most of the time to speak English because the languages that are spoken here are Shona and Avenda and Shona, and there is a few people that are speaking Sepedi. At least that is the language that I associate with, that I feel much better with. But as for Venda and Shona, I speak English. So ever since I arrived here, I speak much more English than my own language. So I feel like I'm getting better and better. And making videos in English as well, I realize that it does help. And I realize that the more I do it, the less editing that I'm doing in terms of the language that I'm doing. So Owamie, let's hope you can address this issue, or let's hope that you speaking about this issue of this particular teacher that is not suited to be called a teacher according to her actions, guys. There says this matter, I really do hope it does get to cease, and it does get to be addressed fully, so, because it is not representing the education system well. It is not representing the education profession well at all. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.